Askari here. So continuing our SDL series, this is where we left. So the idea here is to, in every game we have a game loop in which our all the events and render functions and initialization function, all that, and update function, all that are happening. So what we have to do, we will create a game loop class in which we will make the following functions. So first of all, start by Control Shift and A, and we will create our header file, sorry, and I will name it game loop. So this will add a game loop, and now I will create a CPP file, name it. So, so first of all, I will start by writing our class. This is class game loop, and it will have some private variables, and I will create two variables, namely height and width, uh, which I will use to make my window. Also, I will make them constant, so cannot be reassigned value. So constant int height is equals to 640, and then constant int. We forgot to add our SDL here. Instead of including our SDL in the main, we should include this over here, and we will include game loop class. So going back to our game loop class, I need to create SDL Windows pointer, because it's a structure, so I will have to make a pointer to access all the things which this have to offer. So I will write SDL underscore and window. So we will create another variable called SDL renderer. So I think our private variables are done, and now we will create our public variables. So we will create a constructor, our custom constructor, and we have a function called initialize. We will create our window in the initialize function. Then we have void event. This will handle all the events, that is if you are using mouse or keyboard to take input and such. After that we have a render. This will display on the screen. What we have created, this will display on the screen. And after that, for safety purposes, we have a clear function. So first of all, go in the CPP file and here create. Also, we haven't included here. This is also important to include IO stream here. Now in the game loop class, I will use game loop, and in the constructor I will simply write, because it's a pointer, so windows is equals to null, not that null, this null, and render is equals to null. Wait a second, what I did? Sorry. Now it's good, and we will make a function here. To use SDL components, we have to initialize first. So first of all, I will use SDL underscore init, and in this I will write SDL underscore initialize everything. So after that we will make a window. So for making a window we will use this function SDL underscore create window, and this will create our window. So that's why I was talking about why you should use Visual Studio, because as you can see it is giving us all the inputs we have which we have to give it. This is very helpful if you are new to SDL. I found this very helpful. So it's a constant char pointer. That means it's a string. And it's a title. So this will show up as is in the name or in the top bar of the window screen. So for that I will put it on simply my game. We can also change it later. And now it asks for the position of the window. So for that I will suggest using these SDL position centered, because they will center, because we don't want our window to be in any corner or out of screen. We'll write SDL. So it's corrected now. And if you remember, we write here first will write width, which we set earlier, this width, and after that we will write height, because it's the width first, then after that it's height. And in the last there is flags. So flags are simply types window we want to create. We want to create a full screen window, we want to create an OpenGL window, we want to create a hidden window for some reason, or maybe a borderless one. So these are all which you can use. Also there are several others on the website, but I will going to use resizable one, SDL underscore window resizable. So as you can see, uh, returns this function returns a pointer, and we will store it in our window pointer variable which we created earlier. So we will use it here as window, and this is it. Our window is created. For to be sure our window is created or not, we will write this like window, because if it fails it will return null, because we already have set it to the null. So we will get an error in the else. Simply write window not created, and in the window we after our window is created we can create our renderer, which we will use to present our screen. So renderer, and we will create it by similar fashion, in a very similar fashion. Create renderer, and as you can see it is taking a window as argument, and an index which I will talk about, and a flag. So first of all we will enter our window and index. So in large 2D games there are several renderers and several windows. So if you want to create this, this is your first renderer, you will put it -1, or otherwise you will name it accordingly. So coming to flags, so flag again is a type. So which type of render you want to use? There are some like as SDL renderer accelerated or hardware acceleration, and there's the one with software. But simply if you put 0 it will automatically use it, the software version. So first we check if the renderer is created. We can make our renderer, and that is void game loop renderer First of all, we will clear our renderer because we want to, for example, if we have some animation and each frame, we will have to clear our renderer first, and then we will paste it on, or paste or present on the screen. So that's how it works. So first of all, we will write SDL renderer clear, and in each take argument our renderer, and after that I'm going to write SDL SDL render present. This will present our render on the screen. We can also, for our safety purposes, we can also this thing is done, and before we run it we will have to paste sdl.dll in the directory here and open in a file explorer. So this will take you straight to there. There is sdl2. Go in include, okay, not in include, go in library 64-bit, copy this .dll file and paste it in the game directory. Now we will make our main. In main I will also include my game loop, and after that I will to use game loop I will use a pointer of game loop pointer g equals to new game loop. So this way I have created a I've created a pointer of my game loop class, and through this I will access each function of the class. First of all I will first of all I will initialize, and then will render, and then will clear. So I will write. Also there is an important thing, there is no default you cannot use your iOS stream default main because SDL provide its main, which is a bit different but acts as the same. So there is a main function and it takes some arguments, that is int argument c and character pointer argument v. So it take these arguments, but otherwise it works the same as the normal main, as your normal program would do. So I will use my game pointer to first of all initialize, and after that I will use a while loop, because if I don't use a while it will create and destroy within a second, so we will not get to see if it was created or not. So I will write our renderer, and this will keep on rendering, and we will not use it now, but after or two video I will create a state which we will check if our program is working or not. If it is not working, then we will clear. So for now I will try to run this program and let's see what happens. So as you can see our build runs successfully, and my game name window has been created, but it is black and empty. Also I cannot do anything, I cannot click on it registers nothing, and that is because I haven't uh, given it any order to take input from it, and that we will do in another video in which we will handle event take input from keyboard or mouse. Now to close this, I will close the program, so this will also be closed. So that's how you create a window in SDL2, and that's it. Thank you for watching, and in the next video I will show how to create how to take input. Bye.